What's up, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to On the Warpath. It's your boy Sanchez 405. If you're new, make sure you click the subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notifications anytime there's new content posted. And as always, like, comment, share this video out because you know what we do here. We talk about the Washington Commanders. And for the first time this season, it's Warpath Wednesday. Yes, alliteration has returned, and we preview on Warpath Wednesday our upcoming opponent. Got a special guest here today, one of the big Falcons YouTubers out there. We bring in BigLowKuntry from BigLowKuntry Sports. Y'all go subscribe to him. I bring my man Dustin on here. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What in the world, Bo? What's going on with you, man?
What's up? Hey, man, I told you before we got on here, I'm popping up like toast, like Frankie Louvu said Dan Quinn did. But I'm good, and I appreciate you doing this. And when I say I have your people call my people, this is how it happened. And so fun story. Big Country, his cousin is my work study student. And she told me, she's like, you know what, Corey? She's like, my cousin is a Falcons podcaster. And I'm like, wait a minute. You said, what now? I said, we played him in a couple weeks. I said, can you give me his information? I said, you send him my stuff and everything. And if he deems me worthy to come on here, hey, let's do it. And you and I chit-chatted and we got together. Now, we didn't think the results were going to be, we thought both of us were going to be coming up in here 2-1. But them Queen City Black Kitties got to y'all once again.
I tell you,
30-0, man. What's going on in the ATL through three games?
Man, that's what we steady trying to figure out, man. I don't know if everybody's spending too much time at the strip club or what, but goodness gracious, that gum. Like it's almost like we forgot how to play football on Sunday. They didn't know if they were playing football or if they were trying to, sink a free throw. We were out there looking thoroughly and utterly confused.
Yeah, I was just like, I said, what? It's like it just doesn't make any sense. And this is back-to-back losses against Carolina. Is that right? End of the season, and then
so the end of the season they put 40 on our heads. I think we had like 30 something, like 35. There was no defense was played in that game, but we came back on Sunday and no offense was played on our part. We didn't score no points. It's the first time we got shut out in like 10 years. So
oh my gosh. Man, I look, I don't know. I know they're feeling all too much here, but even before we dive into a little bit, tell the folks a little bit, my folks who might not know who you are. Almost 6,500 subscribers on YouTube, so do a real good job on your end. But just introduce yourself to my folks here in the Burgundy and Gold world.
Definitely, man. So what's going on, y'all, man? Much love to y'all. My name is BigLowKuntry. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. You come check us out on BigLowKuntry Sports. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, any way where you can communicate. Smoke signals, ravens, doves, it doesn't matter. We'll figure out some kind of way to communicate. But look, man, on our channel, we just get together. We have a great time. We laugh to keep from crying. And whenever we do have a chance to celebrate, we make sure that we do it big.
I heard that, bro. I heard that. And y'all been doing it big. I know you've had a little bit of facelift. I guess we start from last year and then we'll work our way into this year. Of course, new head coach, Raheem Morris, into the fold. He was assistant coach there for a while. And there's a lot of familiarity in this matchup coming up on Sunday. First, Dan Quinn's return to the ATL as a head coach. Yeah. But the biggest thing was last year, y'all signed Kirk Cousins, another familiar face to us, to a big contract. And then, what was it, 2 months later, not even 2 months later, you go out and draft Michael Penix Jr. out of Washington with the 8th overall selection. And it just seems like the math wasn't math in there. So I ask you that. Your thoughts on Raheem Morris when he was first hired, and then that quarterback situation. Just talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, definitely. So, you know, Raheem Morris, really good guy. After, Dan Quinn, unfortunately, his time was up in Atlanta. I think back in 2020, Raheem Morris, he was the interim head coach for us.
Hmm.
We were pretty familiar with him because he used to be the coach for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, another team in our division. Look, the thing about Coach Heem, everybody love him. He's a real good guy. Very personable. He's going to make you laugh. I met him a few times. But I think the big question, and this is whenever he got hired, because we had, there were a few names that were on the list. You had your Jim Harbaughs, your Bill Belichick's, Ben Johnson's, and things like that.
Hmm.
Um, Raheem, I think one of the main reasons why it's one of those situations where our owner, Arthur Blank, wanted to run it back with him is because he was a part of that 28-3 team that went to the Super Bowl, unfortunately. And, I think he was thinking it would be a redemption type of situation. And, that story is still to be written. So,
Hmm.
in the meantime, we're just waiting to see, we're waiting to see how the grass grows.
Yeah, I mean, and then you had some defense. Y'all fired defense coordinator over the offseason too. Is that right?
Yes.
The
Yes.
first year one.
Yeah. So quick history lesson about Atlanta.
Hmm.
There's this lake in Atlanta called Lake Lanier. Whenever you get a chance, Google it.
Okay.
It's like one of the deadliest lakes in America. But Lake Lanier has this um ominous history.
Hmm.
Jimmy Lake was our defensive coordinator. Real good friends with Raheem Morris. He used to be the head coach in Washington, and he was the defensive coordinator in for the Rams. But he came in with Raheem Morris back in the day. This last season, and the defense was so bad, we started calling him Jimmy Lake Lanier,
Oh no.
where defenses go to die.
Oh, you can't. Y'all can't. Y'all.
Unfortunately.
Who? I see why they call y'all the Dirty Birds. That's cold blooded, bro. That is
Man,
cold
bro.
blooded.
The defense was historically bad. We ran a whole bunch of cover three shell defense,
Hmm.
playing 10, 12 yards off the ball, where you're literally just letting wide receivers catch the ball and get upfield and not having a chance to, make anything happen defensively. So we moved on from that, brought in Jeff Ulbrich, and defense is looking a whole lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're looking. I mean, outside of outside of last week, they have looked a little bit better. And yeah. Wow. Yeah. So the quarterback situation. How's Penny? I mean, obviously he got benched last week, but those first two games. I mean, we got to see him on Sunday Night Football. Granted, they didn't play the best offensively because it was a constant field goal barrage, but they did get a touchdown late in that game. What how's his progression look? How has his maturity looked here in 2025?
Well, so the crazy thing is that the reason why everybody was so high on Michael Penix
Hmm.
was it coincidentally the game that we had against y'all last year. Whenever we went into overtime, and it was the two young rookie quarterbacks dueling it out. But this year is like a completely different story. This year is one of those cases where the first game he had 298 yards. I think a touchdown, ran one and threw one. Second game, he didn't have to throw the ball because the defense was playing so well, and Bijan Robinson had like I think 190 something yards total offense, and he ran the ball. Tyler Algier, he got like 60 something yards, so we didn't have to throw the ball. So this last game against the Panthers, um, we're trying to see if that was an anomaly or if we need to be worried. So that's pretty much what the story is about Michael Penix. We've seen what he did in college. he could throw the ball, like
Right.
but we're just eager to see what's how's it going to unfold.
Now I did see a tweet that you shared about the offense earlier. Like, was it like 14 points a game? But that's a little deceptive because of that shutout working in there. If you take out that shutout, the first two games of the season, y'all averaging about 21 points a game. So that that gets you in a good spot to possibly win some games.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but look, at the end of the day, we all took math class, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
you right. You ain't
so if
lying.
we're determining the mean, we
Mm-hmm.
gotta add that third game in there, bro.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
I hear you. I
we
hear you.
look, we laced them up. We put helmets on Sunday. We didn't score any points, so I mean, it's 14 as of today, as of September 24th, 2025. It's 14 points a game. We ain't running from that.
I heard that. I heard that, man. Um, and I mean, it looks like Bijan's still doing Bijan like things. With him, that brother was the truth. I mean, if they had ran him a little bit more on a Sunday night in December, I think. Whoo! I mean, I'm just saying, like he was already beating and bludgeoning us as it is. But um, I mean, this year, how is he? And also, I'm gonna ask you this: what y'all doing, with Kyle Pitts? Can y'all get that brother right? Can he get right?
Man, look, I think unfortunately, um, Kyle Pitts, unfortunately, I think it's one of those situations with him where he's a victim to the circumstances,
Hmm.
right? So if you look at his first few years, you had Matt Ryan his first year. He went to the Pro Bowl, had 1,000 yards, almost had, or he had the most receiving yards as a tight end for a rookie, right? Um, then now he was second to Mike Ditka, and then year two, year three, you had Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter. I mean, and
Hmm.
and, and, and we all seen how
Woo!
that worked, right?
Hey,
So
we
I
ain't gonna
mean,
hate. We ain't gonna. And I'm gonna ask you a little bit about Mariota, but we ain't gonna hit. We're not gonna slander Marcus Mariota's name on here.
look, I will. But yeah, so I mean, moving forward,
Hmm.
this year, I mean, he's looking better, but the offense as a whole is struggling. So I mean, we know that he's talented, but I know this is his this year coming up. It's going to be his fifth year next year, and you gotta have decisions to make. You know, I wouldn't doubt if he doesn't end up going over there to the Philadelphia Eagles,
Don't see.
where
Don't
he's
no
from. I'm
no
just, I'm
no
just
no
saying.
no. Don't do that.
I'm
Don't
just
do that.
saying. I'm
Don't
just
do that.
saying.
Don't do that. Look, you came up in here. You was very polite. Now you didn't like. You didn't take. You took your shoes off, and now you leave. Like it's like you didn't left your shoes at the dinner table. Like we were doing good. We were doing good. We were respecting. And then you brought up the pigeons, and now
Hey, I'm
now.
sorry. Hey, my bad, brother. My bad. My bad. Let
That's
me
a
put my
look.
shoes on.
That rage gets up there. Like when I hear the Eagles, I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna kirk out a little bit. No, but I mean, yeah, it's just like he's so talented. We saw it in college. He's still, and you still see flashes of it.
Yeah.
It's just like, is it coaching? Is it him? Is like what does he need to do to take that next step and just be not elite, but be consistent?
Just consistent. Yeah. Well, you know what they say. The biggest key to being consistent is being consistent, right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
like, you know. So look, I mean, I, 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 it's one of them situations. At the end of the day, eh, they got a lot of things that they're trying to figure out behind the scenes, and he's just gotten to the point where he's over an injury that he
Mhm.
got that he unfortunately put him out for the season like a couple of years ago from a pass thrown by Marcus Mariota. Thrown by Marcus Mariota.
See,
So,
it's so
you know.
disrespectful. So disrespectful. But- So, so you said this, so I gotta because you triggered me there. Behind the scenes, what's going on behind the scenes? To see Ike Hilliard was fired. TJ Yates is going to take over his role as a wide receivers coach. What's going on? Like it seems like the seams are busting, and we haven't even made it to October yet.
We ain't even a quarter through the season.
No.
We're not a quarter through the season. Um, the, to be honest with you, we're all asking the same question.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, there's a few different things that have been thrown out there. Some people are saying that it's a scapegoat kind of situation,
Mm-hmm.
because the offense was just historically bad
Mm-hmm.
on Sunday. So somebody has to account for it. I'm hearing some things about there was some contention because unfortunately, um, the ball wasn't going to the wide receivers, and you have coaches arguing amongst themselves saying that
Mm-hmm.
wide receivers aren't running the routes correctly, and you know, so I think they it may have been a combination of both of those things.
And Morse and Hilliard were together in Washington too. So there's some familiarity there. So I was kind of shocked when I saw that. But I mean, again, it is what it is, and you got to figure it out. And it's about putting that previous game behind you, and now it's focusing on us. And we have quarterback situation right now. We've got the second coming of His Excellency and Jaden Daniels. Everybody would love to have a 5 on their team, um,
Man,
and then we have Marcus Mariota, who was there and in Atlanta back in 2022, which I thought, and this is just the outsider's perspective. I watched the quarterbacks thing. We saw it, and to me, it just seems like Marcus quit on the team. That's what it seems like.
it's not just to you.
Now, is that fact or fiction, or
It's
is that
fact.
like it is fact?
It's fact. He quit on the team. Um, and that's why I really hope he plays on Sunday. I
So
mean, I'm
y'all, so you can get beat by the backup quarterback. I got you.
daggone, man. Daggone. Well, I tell you one thing. There's a saying that we say down south
Uh oh.
is that we can show you better than we can tell you.
Evidently not, but
Hey,
evidently not. But
we can
no,
we
let me
can
stop.
we can show
Let
you
me
better
stop.
than we can tell you.
No, I believe that. I believe that because y'all like offensively, y'all have like the potential of having another set of triplets, quadruplets, really, because the tight end, the running back we talked about, Penix can get himself together, and then you got Drake. We haven't talked about Drake. Drake is coming to his own. You throw the ball, he has his own radius he can catch. Honestly, he's like, I feel like Drake could be the next version of like a Mike Evans. I don't know if I'm off on that, but to me, just the way he plays. Now he's got a bigger body than Mike Evans, but I feel because we were linked to Drake to drafting Drake
Yeah, I
London when
remember
he was
that.
there. So I wasn't a big fan of him because one, he's USC wide receiver, and we haven't seen them done a lick of anything in the league. So I was like, okay, let's kind of stay away from him. But and he kind of put us over his knee a couple years ago too. So that I think it was 2023
Yeah,
when we beat y'all close. He was starting to take us belt to butt with us.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Drake. The thing about Drake, like you said, he's huge. I think he's like
Hmm.
6'5". He's sneaky fast, and Drake is one of the best route runners. I think it's a underappreciated how good his route running is. Um, Moving forward, like I said, the reason why he hasn't gotten that much shine this year is because the offense just hasn't done anything, and we've been running the
Hmm.
ball a little bit better. So I mean, hopefully, it's something that they turn around. But I'm eager to see what happens with Drake. I mean, not just from a football perspective, he's just a
Hmm.
great guy overall. Like
Good,
as of knowing him personally, he's just good people.
good, 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 good. I will ask you this too, in the grand scheme of things, is this really if is Raheem on the hot seat? Like we didn't really talk about
Yes,
it.
yes,
Really, y'all are really
yes,
that down on that brother? Just
bro.
14 games in.
Bro, yes, bro. Raheem he's on the hot seat, man. He is, yes, bro. If you look at how you lost to the Carolina Panthers, who are 0-2,
Hmm.
and you literally gave a team in your division life. Like, come on, bro. Yeah. He's on the hot seat. And then you look at the way that he fumbled. I don't know if y'all. I don't know. I know that this is a Commanders channel, but
Hmm.
I mean, if you look at the way he fumbled the season last year, he's the reason why we didn't even make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, we did send it. We did send him a champagne bottle on New Year's. We did for his great work in clock management.
Yeah, clock manager. Exactly, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
okay. Yeah,
Exactly.
you're right. Look, I'm answering. You got me answering my own questions. But like to the point though, is there like a disconnect between management, like, and I'm talking about like Terry and Raheem. Like, is there like a disconnect there? Because we alluded to it, like with the quarterback situation. I don't know who wanted who. Maybe you can answer that. But like to me, it just seemed like something's not right in just what how the Falcons are running over these last what eight, we'll say 20 games.
Well, I mean, you mentioned the quarterback
Hmm.
situation. Like, so if you think about it, we alluded to earlier
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ritter. I think management and ownership, their whole idea was they don't ever want to go back to those days again.
Hmm.
Right? Whenever you're in a negative or a bad situation in life, the first thing you say once you start to get stable,
Hmm.
I'm not ever going back.
Right. That's
Right?
true. That's true.
So I feel like it was one of those cases where whenever, they did go out and spend a tremendously large amount of money on Kirk Cousins, they also said, hey, we're gonna buy insurance, and we're gonna have a young Thundercat that we could bring in later on, after Kirk Cousins is done. So we're not ever in that situation again because we remember how good times were with Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
know,
All right.
so
Yeah. Um, Dan Quinn comes back. Mentioned that earlier. DQ, man. What like
that's my boy.
what? Yeah. So you it alluded to it. That's your boy. How you gonna feel when you see him across the way? And that 'cause, I mean, for the most part, he had some good years in life. I know the back end of it didn't end the way people expected. But I mean, y'all had some good moments down there in Atlanta.
Oh
The
yeah,
Super
man.
Bowl
Yeah.
for 3 quarters was good, and they had and Matt Ryan played some of his best ball under Dan Quinn, even though he was the defensive mind. Or we could say he played under Kyle Shanahan. We'll see. I blame Kyle Shanahan for y'all losing that game, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah. Well, I mean that whole Super Bowl, I mean, look, that was a team loss.
Hmm.
I mean, we could try to blame Kyle Shanahan, we could try to blame Matt Ryan, we could try to blame Dan Quinn. You could blame the defense. You could blame everybody in that particular situation.
Hmm.
I believe that football being a team sport, you win collectively and you lose collectively. Unfortunately, the football gods weren't on our side in that situation. But if you're a
Hmm.
fan, you're a fan. You just gonna keep rolling with your team.
That's right. No, look, we done been through um, the worst ownership in all of sports, and a name change and everything, and we still standing.
There you go.
So,
There you
like
go.
I feel that I say anybody that wants to leave the team after all that different stuff and you still here, like I think that's fan for life. And I mean, I'm a younger fan, so I haven't seen sustained winning yet. I've seen a couple of wins. I mean, this was the best season I saw that I can remember was last season.
That was a
Um,
good year.
yeah, it was a beautiful year. So we take a look at it. You look at our team and everything. What do you see from Washington that's like, that you like, hey, this is pretty good. This is something we need to focus in on. And then something that's like, hey, y'all terrible at this. And we're gonna exploit this. So Like I'm gonna give you a chance to be respectful and disrespectful all in the same vein.
No, man. I mean, look. I mean, so and it kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Whenever you
Mhm.
talk about Dan Quinn, it's one of them situations where one thing that I know about Dan Quinn and his defense, after watching them over years, even going back to watching them with Seattle, is that look, there may be times whenever he might give up a lot of yards, but he is going to force turnovers, right? So that's something that you definitely want to watch out for.
Mhm.
Is a team they're going to get after it. Um, as far as what I'm worried about, I'm worried about what we're going to do in the passing game. Like, will we be able to throw the ball, get everybody going? Because look, we're coming back after being gone for 2 weeks. The
Right.
big goal is to see what we can do about getting the crowd in the game. So if we get some chunk plays, which we haven't been able to get this year, 4%, 4% rate of throwing the ball downfield past 20 yards out of all the dropbacks, that's not good.
Lord have
So,
mercy.
we got to see what we could do about making sure that we get the ball in the air. But what I think we can do, I think we might be able to. I think we might be able to stretch this defense out on the ground. Hopefully, if we could get that zone run blocking game going, uh, and maybe work off of play action, which is something we haven't done so far this year. I think that's something that we might be able to do effectively. And if we could get Bajan going, then get him a good 20, 25 touches, that opened everything up for everybody else.
Yeah, that's the one thing I look on your side, and I see Bajan, and that I mean he can do it all. He can run, he can catch. He basically he's like the same. He presents the same problems that when we went up to Detroit and Jameer Gibbs was up there. Like he can do everything. He's a complete back. We saw the same thing with Saquon. I think that he's going to be like a Saquon Barkley here in the next couple of years. Like he is going to be able to put the team on his back. It is whether if they'll be able to make sure he stays healthy and you got the right guys up in front of him. What Washington did well last week was we ran the ball effectively against the Raiders. Now, will that be different this week? I'm not sure. With y'all's, I know y'all have made some upgrades to the defense. Now, has that paid off? You know, it's still working, and that's the one thing people say. To me, I'd rather get the crap kicked out of me at the beginning of the season than mid-October, late November, into December, right?
Yeah,
Because this is still a glorified preseason for these guys. Because a lot of these guys, and I don't know how many of your guys actually played in the preseason that are actually starters now. Dan Quinn rested our guys. So they're
yeah,
just really getting into playing shape
yeah.
at this point.
Offensively, it's like we rested most of our guys, and that's why a lot of the
Hmm.
Atlanta Falcons fans are kind of up in arms now because we haven't, we're looking like we don't know what to do. you know. So
Hmm.
2 games in a row, we've had delay of games because the play call didn't come in
Oh
time.
my gosh.
You know,
Oh gosh.
so whenever you look back and you say, "Dang," if we would have played in the preseason, it might have been a little bit different. But I mean, we know that Dan Quinn and Raheem Morris, they do a lot of
Right.
things similarly. So
It's gonna be looking in the mirror. And you talk about that like game management. I remember going back to week 2 against the Packers. We didn't burn a timeout until like the 12-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
wow,
Like we didn't. I'm sitting there like we burned those things like candy against the Giants, and then we do nothing. To me, that just said like nothing was going your way. We're on the next week. And I hate that with those Thursday night games sometimes, especially if you're the road team. It just seems like they punt to the next week, and I feel like that's a waste of time. At that point, it's just a waste of time. And what you prepare for, Washington had really 3 weeks to prepare for Green Bay, and we come out and put that on the board. So I think that's somewhere where you all can exploit us at.
mm,
And Kyle Pitts can have a day. Brock Bowers was hurt last week. I know, hey, you Georgia Bulldog fan, you know about Brock Bowers and
oh
what he can
yeah,
do. We locked him down like Fort Knox, and that's good. Now, hopefully, we can do that against Kyle Pitts, but there's opportunities. Tucker Craft, who I knew who Tucker Craft was. They thought that he was the heir to the macaroni and cheese family. And like he came out there and mac and cheesed us all up and down the field. So
Man.
that's where I see y'all can exploit it. And a tight end is a young quarterback's best friend.
Yes, sir.
This can be a get back game for one Kyle Pitts. Now, if
Look,
we don't, like I'm just saying. So
I'll take it.
what's up?
I'll take it.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's up? What's up, Toothpick? LC says Mariota played the 27th ranked pass defense in the third week after the rust was knocked off, and the O line could actually protect. Marcus is a great backup, but he's a backup for a reason. That's true. Hawk asks, is Kyle Pitts a bust?
I mean, I can't. I really don't know, right? Because he hasn't had the same circumstances that he did in week 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like asking me. I mean, that's like me asking you, can you eat cereal with a fork, right? I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
you could kind of eat it, but
Ain't gonna be worth it might not be effective, but
hello,
yeah.
You know what I'm
Ain't gonna
saying?
be effective, but we're gonna do it. It might be easier to eat it with my hands than it would.
There you go.
Yeah. Let's see here. There's no way y'all supposed to look like. Okay,
Man,
Hawk.
I
Be
know it,
be
bro. It was rough. It was rough,
Hawk,
man.
Hawk is he's a reformed Commanders fan. He once we got stomped on against Dallas a couple years ago on Thanksgiving, he gave up his fandom for his wife's team, the Baltimore Ravens. So
Oh,
he's
okay.
like, so he's still like in rehab almost. He's like in Bobby. He's like in Whitney Houston rehab right now.
Oh,
We
okay,
still
okay,
trying to get
okay,
him. We're
okay.
trying to get him back
Trying to get him right.
into the
Yeah, trying to
fold.
get him. There you
Yeah,
go. There you
yeah.
go.
So let's take a look at this matchup. I think we've won 4 out of the last. I think we've won the last 4 against y'all.
Yeah.
It's down there in Atlanta, which y'all have a beautiful stadium. I actually toured
Oh,
it
thank you so
back
much.
in 2019. I've been to Mama B's, best fried chicken I've ever had.
Really? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah. It's good. The macaroni and cheese, collard greens, I had that down there. We went on a tour, but and it was right after Super Bowl. But the only thing was they had a demolition truck derby on there, so we couldn't go on the field. So I was
Oh
very upset.
man,
I was mad. It was like
man.
we were at a conference, and so we stayed at the Westin out there,
Oh, okay.
and we walked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked across, and we had a good time. My coworker and I had a very good time. So
That's
beautiful
good.
time. I don't know if you ever been in there when the Chick-fil-A has been open, which I think that's the craziest thing. But
Yes, I have. Yeah.
so, yeah, let's take a look at the matchup. Michael Penix gonna start. I believe is he confirmed to start or are they
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
waiting?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. Lock and loaded. Locked and loaded.
man, we want to see Kirk family member at the family bank. Anyway, what does he have to do? What does he have to do to get right? What can Zach Robinson and also to that Zach Robinson moving from the booth down to the field? How's that going to help him out on Sunday?
Yeah, so I think it'll help him out in a few ways. Instead of playing a game of telephone where, you're, trying to convey or trying to let him know what needs to do or what needs to happen. You can actually, talk to him face to face and show him face to face. Also, hopefully it'll be one of those cases where if he's down there on the field, they won't have the communication issues anymore.
Hmm.
So, like I said, we've been getting a lot of play calls in late, and we have a lot of motions on our offense. So a lot of times, if you get to the line of scrimmage at the 12 or 11-second mark, you don't have time to call an audible. So hopefully, if they could communicate a little bit quicker, they could call that audible if they need to, and if they go in motion, um, those defenses won't be able to kind of time that snap count, and they'll get a little bit of a jump on our offensive line. So I'm hoping that those few things give us an edge, so we can finally put some points on. I ain't seen the Falcons score in 2 weeks.
That's true. That's true.
You know.
Yeah, they gotta be they gotta be frustrated on that. Um, So we kind of talked about your skill position already. Who's going to be the first Falcon to score this week? Who's going to be who if they can get in the end zone?
Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts. Okay,
Kyle
Kyle
Pitts.
Pitts. All right.
Kyle Pitts will be your
Um,
first Falcon to score.
yeah. Also, this I know. I go around the buff. We had to address the disrespect that was given. Young Wei Koo was out there. I call him Pikachu. And they got him like I do. I was like, Matt Gay missed a field goal on Sunday. I said, go out and get Pikachu. Go get Pikachu. And they're like, Corey, you mean Young Wei? I said, I don't care who. Go get Koo. Go get Pikachu. I don't give a damn. Just give me what like is it how y'all feeling after that? I mean, it's a kick. He's a kicker, but he'd been there for so long, and I mean, he'd been there since the Dan Quinn days, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he sure was. Yeah, I mean, he's been there for 6 years, 7
Mm-hmm.
years. Uh, yeah, look, it sucks, but we have a saying on my channel. Players come
Mm-hmm.
and go, but the Atlanta
That's right.
Falcons, the logo is forever.
That's
So
right.
you hate to see a player who's a fan favorite go, but at the end of the day, bro, it's like he was a reason. He was another reason why we didn't make the playoffs last year. Do you know he kicked 66? He made 66% of his field goals last year.
You're
So
kidding.
I'm not kidding. If it was a
Wow.
test, he would have failed. So
Oh
the fact
man.
of the matter is that that's on Raheem Morris for bringing them
Yeah.
back and not having a legitimate kicking competition during the offseason.
Yeah. Yep. Raheem Morris and Dan Quinn do the same thing. So this is
I
what
told, I
happened.
told they're the same guy,
Jesus,
bro.
they do. You ain't lying,
They're the same guy.
man. I'm gonna tell you, like I think my family over here is probably going to like just like unsubscribe to me if I have another conniption over the kicking situation because one, we had Zane Gonzalez last year. Matt
Yeah, I
Gay
remember
became
Zane.
available from the Colts. They went out and signed him. Okay, that's fine. You go ahead and sign Matt Gay. Matt Gay, maybe he gets right. He got a stronger leg or whatever. And then we go out and we release OCZ. I call him OCZ because he was doing all the hair stuff. But the guy who the cat didn't miss field goals that mattered. And you say every field goal mattered, but we were blowing out Tennessee and had no bearing on the game. Okay, he missed those two. And then he missed a field goal against Detroit that would have just extended it a little bit more to 2 possessions. But the game was pretty much over. So he missed
Yeah.
those. That's fine. But what I don't get is you had a kicker here who carried you through the playoffs, got you in a position, but then you like, you know what? Hey, we appreciate what you're doing. You know what? See you later. Have a Coke, have a smile. We'll see you later. And then you bring in this buzzard, and he goes out here missing and clearing kicks and everything like that. I swear to goodness. Like it's bad, man. Like there's jokes I can't make because I'll get canceled on how bad Matt Gay's accuracy is. Like I swear, I just like it's almost like oh goodness, it's like these receivers dropping balls, and I always said they go through delayed puberty, and their wives should never let them hold the kids. Like I swear to God, like he will miss them right. I said he missed the field goal so right, Fox News Channel wouldn't put it on. And then he missed it so left that CNN wouldn't put it on there. Like,
Man.
I mean, it's in competition breeds success. And then Dan Quinn had the nerve to go on his press conference because we've had issues with the interior lineman, Brandon Coleman, who we drafted last year.
Mm-hmm.
And now they say it's all about competition. Don't give me please. I say this all the time. Don't
That's his
spit.
favorite phrase. That's his favorite phrase. Iron sharp as iron. It's all about
Don't
competition.
spit in my biscuits and call it gravy, bro. Don't say it's competition when you're sitting here and you got this raggedy ass kicker, excuse my French, that just keeps on being and he almost missed another 50-yard field goal. And then you got Dallas down there with Brandon Aubrey. The brother could kick it clear from Texas to California back to Notre Dame and still make it. and we struggle to make 37-yard field goals. I'm sorry. I got triggered. I
Nah,
apologize, but like,
you trust me. You are good because
woo,
I like I said, I've been through the Dan Quinn days, and it's like I'm going through
woo.
them again. Look, at least Dan Quinn didn't hit y'all with the famous phrase that he hit us with whenever we got blown out one time.
Uh-oh.
Whenever Dan Quinn said, "Look, losing this game the way that it did suck, but you know what we got to do? We got to embrace the suck."
That's just pause. That's just all pause to me. My
Right?
God, that's just a big old pause to me. Like, like,
Dan Quinn looked at the camera and said, "We got to embrace the suck." So
oh
yeah,
gosh.
so y'all hadn't got
Oh
to y'all
damn.
ain't got to that yet. So look,
Oh man, Lord. I say, like, I love Dan Quinn. Like, I mean, I liked him when he was in Atlanta. Think he's a cool dude. And I think he's a very genuine dude.
he
But
is.
like, I'm like, whoo. I said, sometimes these coaches that have all these zingers and everything, hey, when you're losing, that stuff gets old very
It
quick.
does. It does.
Yeah.
That's the last thing we want to
Um,
hear.
shoot, man. Give me some of your unsung hero, like somebody that we probably aren't looking at that could shock us and have a good game on offense.
On offensively,
Yeah.
someone who could shock you to have a good game, I would say Darnell Mooney. He's been getting over a shoulder injury that he got in training camp. He missed the first game and halfway played through the second game. So I feel like if it's a situation where we can get the ball put out in the air a little bit more, Darnell
Hmm.
Mooney could show up and show out. Um, Tyler, look, I'm going to tell you, if Tyler Algier gets more than 10 carries, it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day. Slow singing and flower bringing. Um, Defensively, on the defensive side of the ball, um, James Pierce, our rookie. Um,
I can't stand. So John is a Commanders fan out there in Georgia, so he knows all
oh,
about
okay.
Lake Lanier and all the other things. So he's talking about the flesh eating virus down there and
Yes,
everything.
yes.
go, go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
Nah, you good. But
Yeah.
yeah, James Pierce Jr. Honestly, all of our rookies, we drafted pretty much all rookies.
Mhm.
Xavier Watts, the safety, Jalen
Okay.
Walker, the Georgia Bulldog, and Billy Bowman. So yeah, I mean, we got a few guys who could be unsung heroes for us.
Yeah. Oh gosh, what's his name? That he had a pretty good game against us. The linebacker. The
Caden Ellis.
yeah. How
Caden. Yeah. I
how's
mean,
he
Caden,
looking
look,
so far?
Caden. He's looking good. He got a sack last week. He's flying around the
Mhm.
field. Yeah, I mean, look, we feeling good. We're feeling pretty good about our defense. Um,
Okay.
our defense. I mean, even after being beat 30-0, we're second in the league in yards. Um, but everybody talks about the defense, letting us down on Sunday. But whenever your offense plays that bad, your defense kind of doesn't have a choice, especially if
Right.
you throwing pick sixes. So, yeah, I know you mentioned earlier in the show that we've added have the facelift defensively. I feel really really good about our defense.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, Carolina was 3 of 11 on third down last
I didn't
last week. Y'all
realize that.
forced Yeah, they were 3 of 11 on third downs. Y'all lost the turnover battle. So right there, that's showing me that your offense screwed you up.
Mhm.
Y'all lost the turnover battle 3-1 there, and y'all had a sack. Y'all Bryce Bryce Young had 121 yards passing, and
Yeah,
y'all got the doors blown. Like,
30-0.
I'm just like, I'm drilling down on this, and I'm looking at it like, how in the ham sandwich did this happen?
And that's what
And
I'm
then
saying. It's
your
like
offense is,
the offense let us down. The
yeah.
offense let us down. So
Oh my gosh.
and that's why it's like, look, that game hurts, but that's
Hmm.
also why we can't wait until Sunday because we want to see, like, hey, is it a situation where Because I mean, if you look at the stats, I mean, because I see you now, it's like you're looking,
Yeah,
you scratching your chin, like, wait a minute,
like
it
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
that
This is
bad. But look, at the end of the day, it's like it's all about who
mhm.
has the most points.
Oh
So
my god, yeah.
defensively, you can say, hey, we're second in the league, when it comes to yards or whatever. But at the end of the day, you still got to score more points than the other team.
That is insanity, man. Like it was just like what y'all had 11 offensive drives, missed field goal, punt, missed field goal, punt, end of the half, interception, turnover on down. So that's a really turnover. So you had four really,
Yeah.
five because you turned on the over on downs twice. So I
Hmm.
consider those turnovers myself. So that's a 5-to-1 ratio right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And the
Yeah. Oh
only
God, yeah. The
the
offense screwed
only
y'all up
it
bad.
did. The only turnover that we got off of them was a muff punt where we got the
Hmm.
ball, I believe, at like the 20-yard line. And we missed that field goal. We got the ball at the 20-yard
Unbelievable.
line. We couldn't score, and we missed the field goal.
That's wild, man. Yeah, that is the when they say a score truly does not tell that is
The full
indicative
story.
of the
Yes.
game. This is like this is it right here. I mean, I haven't had a chance to go back and watch the game yet, but like just looking at these stats, I'm like, okay, all right, like what happened? Like y'all's first drive was 10 plays.
Yeah.
You had a 10-play drive and a missed
Missed the
field
field
goal.
goal. Yeah.
Oh
Whatever could go
gosh.
wrong did go wrong.
Did go wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
So
I'm gonna tell y'all this. Look here, look at me right now, y'all. Do not take these guys for granted. Don't take these guys for granted. People talk about it like the Falcons used to take us for granted all the time. Don't take them for granted. Don't do it because like I hear people talking like this is a get right game for us, blah blah blah, this that and the third. This is a get right game for y'all. Like
hey,
this is an opportunity to come and knock one of the perceived big guys in the mouth. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Absolutely not. I think that if we run the same strategy, run the ball, we do have a lot more injuries than you all do. We've got Terry McLaurin probably won't play, so we're going to focus on the run.
really, I didn't
So
know
that,
that.
yeah, he's got a quad injury that he's
Oh
getting a
man.
second opinion on. So there you go. See, he's licking his lips already, y'all. Y'all see that? He's like, all right, then. He said, we're gonna get y'all for 2021 when he had that show off game. That's exactly what so he so he is out right now. And probably I think he's they don't get the statuses out really till Friday, but he did not practice. Jaden Daniels was limited. Um and Noah Brown, who's our second target, is still like dealing with his injuries. But we do have the human unicorn in Zach Ertz, who, he's old, but he's still he's racking up yak all the time.
Oh yeah.
And he's playing some of his best ball. So offensively, if we focus on running the football, we got Bill Krosky Merritt, the kid that we drafted in the 7th round,
Have him on my fantasy
out
team.
of oh, you do okay. See,
Yeah.
Bill. So
Oh yeah.
fun story. He caused me to rip $100 bill on this channel. When he scored his first touchdown.
Really?
There's a video out there of me ripping $100 bill by mistake. By mistake now.
By
That
mistake?
thing
How
has
did
not
this
been.
happen? Like what happened?
So he scored, and I'm ignorant. Like everybody tell you, I'm ignorant. So when my team scores, I gotta, I'm a prop guy. So I said, you know what? Bill scored. Look, we got the bill. We got the bill. By mistake. I don't know. That's me. I'm crazy. I told you I'm ignorant. Like that's it. They'll tell you Corey's ignorant. Like he just like we just having a good time out here. And, um, but yeah. So I mean, we had Luke McCaffrey out there. Jalen Lane, the kid who was drafted out of Virginia Tech, had his first touchdown as a punt returner. He'll be out, and we got Debo
Yeah.
Samuel.
And that's a
People say
weapon.
that is. I mean, I love the fact that the fat boy can keep on doing because people called him
Boy.
fat because
I tell
look.
you what, you tried to tackle him.
Yeah,
You
that's what
tried
I'm
to
saying.
tackle him. Yeah, you tried to tackle
Look, you and me, you like I said, I wish I was as fat as y'all thought Debo Samuel was.
him.
Like I really do. Like like I really do. I would like they called him fat. They were like, he's fat, he's out of shape, bruh. like you said, you try to attack him in the open field.
Exactly.
Guess what? Guess what? You ain't gonna do it.
You ain't
You ain't
gonna
gonna
do it.
do it. But he's good. Like now y'all do have a situation here with our tackles. We got Josh Connery on the right side. So if you put one of y'all's guys out there, whoever it is, maybe you can give him an opportunity. And he would probably line up against Pierce. So that's going to be a good rookie on rookie matchup. First
Oh yeah,
round
it's gonna
picks
be.
going up against each other.
Oh yeah.
Laramie Tunsil came over from Houston. He's had false start issues and he
Well,
had
you need to
penalties
stop
in
smoking
Houston.
all that weed.
Well, I mean, the brother hungry, like he don't, like he just gas masking it up and everything, which I haven't seen it. He's a Star Wars fan, man. That's all. He's just trying to be Darth Vader,
Oh, that's what. That's
Darth
what.
we,
Oh, okay. That's what it was. Darth Weed. There
Darth,
you.
Darth Kush over here, Lee. So like offensively, that's who you're gonna look at. And then we got Chris Moore, who's an older guy, who I don't really know why he's on the team, but he's had some key catches. So that's who you got to watch out for on offense. Defensively, let's take a look at it. Bobby Wagner's still doing Bobby Wagner things. He had 2 sacks against the Raiders. He's found the fountain of youth.
That's a bad
Uh,
man.
yeah, he is. And, a guy that you're very familiar with because I know he used to put your Georgia Bulldogs across his knee a lot, Deron Payne. It's his time to possibly get some more money. So he's playing the best ball of his life right now. Dorrance Armstrong is a leading sacker. He came over with Dan Quinn from Dallas last year. Got to watch out for him. And Javon Kinlaw, who was a first-round pick for the Jets. He's playing some good ball here right now, as long as he stays healthy. As long as he stays healthy. I have to address something real quick. Hey, Pick, tell her this is my show. This is my house. I don't care. We don't care. Like Stephen A. said, we don't care. Let me tell you. Oh, man. Yeah, Larry Tunsil is a hydroponics entrepreneur. Oh, Lord. Laramie, why is stink up in your locker room? Well, you know why. Zach has transformed into No Yak Zach into reasonable. Go ahead, John. Okay, here you go. Question for you. Does it hurt to see all those Georgia Bulldogs who left here and went to Philly to instantly win a Super Bowl?
Nah, man, it doesn't hurt because look, I mean, you want to see your dogs. You want to see, the guys from your college team win a Super Bowl. Like,
Mm-hmm.
would it be great to see them do it as a Falcon? I mean, yes, but I mean the fact that you got all these dogs out here winning these Super Bowls, it doesn't hurt at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, you just loyal. You like me. You just loyal. Like, hey, we just move. And like, if it sucks, it sucks. We're going to move on. And time's going to come eventually.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I like that.
Football is entertainment, guys.
That's right. That's right.
That's one thing a
And
lot of
you
people
went
got
to.
to remember. Football is entertainment. People laugh at me because my
Mm-hmm.
team, lost a 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl. I'm like, okay, like
We were
we
there.
lost to 20. Like we lost to 20. Okay, all right, that's cool. I'll be in San Francisco next week for the Falcons game. You know what I'm
There
saying?
you go.
we,
I ain't mad at you.
we ain't worried
I
about
ain't
that.
mad at you. So, Atlanta wins the game if.
Well, we got a saying on my channel, Corey. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I ain't gonna say if. I'm gonna say when.
There you
Atlanta
go.
wins
I
the
like that.
game. When. We run the ball effectively.
Say it
Tyler
with your
Algier
chest.
gets 10 carries. We use play action and we get 2 turnovers. That's when we win the game. Commanders fans, don't get mad at me, but that's when we win the game.
Okay. All right. Y'all hear him there. He already said they're gonna win the game. They're gonna dog walk us across the park.
That's
They're
the
gonna put us in.
I ain't say y'all
He
that,
said
Corey.
y'all heard that, right?
I ain't say
Y'all
y'all.
heard that. He
I,
said that he gonna walk us across the park. They like y'all know what we had to do. It's like what Joe Morgan used to say. He said you gotta listen with a third ear.
there you go.
That's what he always said. Joe Morgan used to say that. It's not Joe Morgan. It's Joe Madison. Joe Madison used to say that you gotta listen with a third ear to understand
Gotta
what you're
listen
saying.
with a third ear.
he you hear what Big Country, Low Country saying, right? He's saying they're gonna dog walk us.
I
Tyler
didn't say
IGS
that.
is gonna have 11 carries, and they're gonna bip slap us with Bijan Robinson.
Man,
That's what I heard.
I ain't say that. I said that I'm trying to speak it into fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying
Uh-huh.
and think about it, Corey. When's the last time we had a
Yeah.
game that wasn't close?
No, we like I
So
I love and hate playing the Atlanta Falcons. I really do because
it's tough,
it's
man.
always a good game. Because like
Yes.
me growing up, I didn't see us play Atlanta a lot. Like I think I was 13 the first time we played y'all because the NFL had those weird times where we played y'all in '94 and then we didn't play y'all until like 2003.
Yeah, it was a long
And
time.
that was a comeback game at the Georgia Dome with Patrick
Yeah.
Ramsey and company.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't think I'm going to test my memory here in a minute. Um, we played y'all again in 2006. We were up 14-0 against y'all. Michael Vick brought y'all back, beat us at home 24-14. 2009, we beat y'all. D'Angelo Hall's first game. Y'all beat us down there. We looked stupid that day, and y'all beat us. And then I think in 2012, we played y'all at home, and Kirk Cousins came in,
I
and
remember
we got
that.
hurt. Y'all knocked
Sean
RG3 out of the game.
Witherspoon, not RG3 out. I
Yep,
remember that.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Sean Witherspoon did. And y'all beat us that day. 2013. It was the end of the season. Kirk Cousins started. Nobody cared because Shanahan was getting fired, but that was a close game. Very good game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to you. I think 2014, it was the same thing. 2015, pick six from Alford, right?
Yep.
Kirk Cousins,
B.
it was an
Alford
empty
on
look.
the
Yeah,
sideline. Yeah.
yep. It was a yes. And then we didn't play y'all for a couple more years. 2018, we played y'all, and that game was like y'all were terrible. I think Julio hadn't even caught a touchdown, and he caught two against us that day. And
I
that was the
remember
Alex
that.
Smith led
Leg
games.
injury.
And
Yeah.
let me see here. 2019, did we
And
play
then
y'all?
after
I
that, y'all beat us four
think
straight times, right?
that's right. We came up there to and Terry McLaurin and Taylor Heineke and company.
Man.
Yeah. I think I tested my memory pretty good. I think I'm pretty accurate on that too.
I
So
think so.
that's
I
great.
think
Like
so.
that's crazy. Like I mean, that's like some short bus type stuff that I just didn't go rattled off. But
But it's always a close game. It's always a close
yeah, it
game.
is. It is. Because a lot of Falcons fans are old Redskin fans.
That's
And
true.
there's still a lot of them down there. And I mean, I know y'all came around like in the late 60s, early 70s, but there's still a lot of folks down there that are Commanders, Redskin fans. And so it's gonna be I know a lot of our folks are gonna be down there. You going to the game on Sunday?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
We'll
you're
be
gonna
up
be
there.
down
Yeah.
there.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
y'all go find them. Y'all go find them and tell them. He said, "Oh, so you said y'all gonna dog walk us? So okay."
Ain't
Um,
nobody say that. Ain't
he's
nobody.
gonna be
Y'all be listening for.
Big Low Country is gonna be in the Gullwing Suite with Arthur Blank. So yep, flexing my knowledge there. But no, I think we win. We focus on the run game. And we win the battle on third down. If we can win the battle on third down, I think we got a chance to win this game. Our third down percentages have been low this year. Um, we can't be 3 of 11 like the Panthers were and expect to win, especially in Atlanta. I think if we're over 50%, if we're about 40-50%, we win the game. Um, and we force a turnover. I do believe I'm going to make a bet, not a bet, but I'm going to say that we get our first turnover or force our first turnover of the season in Atlanta.
I ain't got a
Because
turnover yet.
no, we have not forced a turnover yet. And
Really?
it is it's the only place in America that has seen one Jamin Davis and Benjamin St. Juice have interceptions. Nowhere else has seen that before. But Atlanta did. I think we do it again. And I think we win in a close, very ugly game. And I think one of our kickers is going to screw it up for us, kind of like Riley Patterson did for y'all last year. Um, I think one of the kickers was screwed up. Like, I mean, I know that Wind got Younghoe Koo against the Falcons. Wait a minute, y'all play indoors. So I mean, against the Bucks. I know that Wind
it was the
caught
air
a little
condition.
bit.
It was the air
Yeah,
condition. That's what it was.
yeah. You got to tell Mr. Blank to turn that down. But brother, I appreciate that. This has been a blast. I had to have you on again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we know we got each other's information and stuff. I keep up and follow up with you. But tell everybody where they can find you at.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, y'all can find us at BigLowKuntry Sports. Like I said, on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Look, it's spelled Kuntry.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize I was spelling it wrong till I graduated from college. Y'all make sure to
I ain't
y'all
mad
check us
at you.
out,
I
man.
ain't mad at you. I was shout, but I do appreciate and shout out to Nia for connecting us, because she really made this happen. So
Shouts out to
shout out to
Cutthroat.
her.
Yes, sir.
Get her to come over to the Falcon side, because look, I get tired of making fun of her family. Like so when she walked last year, her and I went over there to her grandma and I said, Grandma, I said, how them Cowboys do it? She said, see now, you know you ain't supposed to, like I'm like, I said they know. And anytime Dallas, I said, Nia, can you like check on your family for me? Just tell them I said I was thinking about them and see how they doing. So get she a good kid and she need to come on to the light. So I can't have her do it. And my
Man.
wife is a Cowboys fan too, so I got
Oh
to
really? Oh wow.
yeah. So
House
yeah,
divided.
she married smart though. That's one thing I can't say. She did. She married smart. But yeah, y'all. Hey, I'll be back here on we might be back here tomorrow night. Me and Deuce might be doing something with the live stream. So y'all check that out. But we'll be back here on Sunday for the live stream against the Falcons. But appreciate y'all. Y'all know how we do here. Make sure y'all subscribe to BigLowKuntry's channel. And we keep that same damn energy. We outlast the bastards together. Till the next time, Sanchez 405. Love, peace, and hell. We out of here.